Hello and welcome back to the Dream League Season 13 EU qualifiers for one final time, at least on this channel, as we've got Team Singularity versus Wind and Rain for their final match in this best of 3 series. These two European teams both ending up middle of the pack, and now they have to battle it out in order to make it to the minor qualifiers. One final game stands between both of these teams. A lot riding on it, and to help me digest this Dota, I'm going to have Sablite with me. How's it going, man?
Good. It's going good.
Going good. Yeah, I had a lot of good discussion, both with yourself and with the chat in between the games. A lot of interesting stuff coming out. I think the day of position 6 is over. I think it's gone. I think now we have position 5s, and now we see the Nature's Prophet and the Venomancer coming out from both teams here, which I think is going to be a 5 on both sides. And I'm interested to see what different heroes are going to be tried out as 5. We've already had the Lifestealer tried out by Puppy. I think when we get to the minor and major, we're going to see some pretty crazy stuff coming out on these support roles.
Yeah, I feel like you can put anything on position 5 nowadays. It's just, I mean, the hero just needs to have enough spells. Like, overall, in your team, you need to have enough spells to like play Dota. You don't have too greedy of a draft, but otherwise, I feel like almost anything can be position 5.
Yeah, it's could get pretty interesting. I'm definitely interested to see. I do worry that it's going to kind of affect the, I don't know, like kind of the balance of the teams, you know, the balance of how you used to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everyone is kind of just morphing into the same role, and everybody's kind of, when your 5s are basically another core, you just kind of have 5 cores. Do you reckon that simplifies the game a little bit too much?
I don't mind it. I feel like it's better for support players. Like, the game is more fun than it used to be, because
that's true. And judging by, you know, the role queues, the fact that you get a faster queue if you play support, all that kind of thing, the statistics definitely back that up. But let's get into this game. We have got a draft coming out. We've got Nature's Prophet, Legion Commander, Skywrath Mage, and Ember Spirit, all picked up by Team Singularity. Meanwhile, Wind and Rain, they've got Venomancer, Bloodseeker, Weaver, and are waiting on their 4th pick. So again, Wind and Rain, you know, they kind of bring it back to what they did in game 1, where they just want to run at Team Singularity. And Veno and Bloodseeker is a very potent mixture of heroes.
Both teams have kind of weird drafts. Like, the position 5s, Prophet and Veno, are kind of weird position 5s. So, I mean, DNZ showed us that he's a absolute beast, that he's the best player on SNG by far, and he's carrying them. But on this Nature's Prophet, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I also like the Ember pick. Nah, the Dazzle did also like a ton of...
Yeah, true. That Aghanim pickup was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I really like the Ember pick here, because it's insanely good against Bloodseeker and against Weaver, because both these heroes just want to run around in teamfight, and they cannot run around when they're rooted.
Wise words indeed. Yeah, looking for a bit of control up, and they've already got the Legion Commander. Skywrath offers a bit of control as well. Usually buys that Yule Scepter, the Atos, and Nature's Prophet also got some trees, so a lot of control up for these heroes which want to be very, very fast. One final pickup from each team here, and they're batting out the Beastmaster from Team Singularity, which I was about to call for, because I'd be very worried if they got this Bloodseeker, Veno, Beastmaster combination up on Wind and Rain. That would be a little bit too high tempo for my liking, and I think Wind and Rain Singularity could have crumbled under that. But they get rid of it.
So, Wind and Rain, they need probably an offline there. And SNG, they need to carry, most likely. So what's a good offlaner? They need catch for Ember, some insta-stun. So probably like Centaur could be fine. Something along those lines. Sand King. Sand King is pretty good.
Yeah, that feels like a nice pickup. Meanwhile, Singularity, they're looking for a carry right now.
Yeah.
Actually, what about Axe on Wind and Rain?
I was thinking about it, and it is Axe. Wow.
That's how we do it. Now we know who the real offlaner is in this duo. Go on, redeem yourself. What carry is Team Singularity going to go for here?
Well, if Wind and Rain didn't have Bloodseeker and Weaver, I'm sure they would go for Swen. But these two heroes are pretty good, so they need something.
10
This
seconds
Void Band,
remaining.
I feel like Void is pretty good because they have Sky ulti
5 seconds
and
Yeah,
they
remaining.
have
Smite
catch
APs
for
there.
these heroes. Otherwise, I think not. Nyx is fine against Axe, but it's
Gets
a bit
kited
wonky.
a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my concern.
Feel like Void's the best choice, but they might surprise me.
I mean, other than this Axe, they don't have a lot of lockdowns, so whilst there's not that many in heroes, maybe Anti-Mage could be an option for Team Singularity, but it does feel a little bit greedy with an Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah, I don't like Anti-Mage. They have
No.
Rupture for him, and Axe is pretty
Oh,
solid
yeah,
against
true.
Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
Alchemist.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, the hero is fine. The thing is, he's gonna get kited as well.
Yeah.
But the thing about Alchemist is that I guess he doesn't mind that much. Because you don't want to fight, you just farm. Once he gets like Blink and stuff, or like Shadow Blade, I don't think he's gonna get kited that hard. They'll just burst heroes. They'll duel someone, Sky ulti him, or they'll jump someone with Alch. It's like, they have a lot of bursts, so I think that's a way to deal with evasive heroes, that you just burst them. They don't have a chance to do anything.
Yep, probably gonna see the Blink. Could this be the rare game we see the Unstable Concoction talent choice?
I'm not sure.
I
think the
so.
talent is really good, but people are not taking it for some reason.
No, especially
yeah,
when there's still like when you hit 25, when you reach the late game, Alchemist is now still strong because he can hit those 30 talents, which are absolutely berserk on him as well. And the cleave is going to help you get there quicker. You know, the extras talents are going to help you get to that level 30 and keep you scaling throughout the game. So, yeah, I definitely don't think there's much of a case to be made for the Unstable Concoction talent, sadly. But you never know. If they find the momentum, they might go for it in order to bring down this Bloodseeker and Weaver a little bit easier. But do they have enough catch for them?
For Dire?
Yeah.
Or
does Team Singularity have enough catch for for Wind and Rain?
Ember is the best catch hero because he has like 3-second root every 9 seconds. So this hero is really good. So I think they have pretty solid catch and they have really good nuke. So if they manage to duel someone or stun someone, that hero is most likely dead. But what I like about this draft the most is that neither of these teams have like a lineup that pushes a lot. So I feel like this is gonna be a long game. It's gonna be a ton of fun because I didn't see Alchemist yet in this patch, so I can't wait to see Excalibur hit some creeps.
Sounds so exciting. I cannot wait to watch Excalibur farm. Let's get into it. Game number 3. The winner of this match will be headed to the minor qualifiers. The loser will get absolutely nothing and have to wait for the next round of DPC qualifiers. Will sit at home, twiddling their thumbs, waiting. So, Singularity going to push up to top. An early ward comes down for them. I got to say, I'm surprised at how little teams have been trying to ward up, behind the towers and such in order to grab couriers and such.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't seem to happen very often.
Yeah. I'm not sure why people are not doing it. I feel like the Prophet team should probably be the one who does it. Just like TP into their base and place a ward there somehow.
Yeah, but you've got the Weaver as well, so you can always rely on him to just sneak back and grab some couriers as Yol on the run here. The blood, oh, nice job placing down that Iron Branch and blocking off Hestejo from coming further any forward.
This is the second time this series he did this.
Yeah, you're styling on some fools right now. Well, I'm going to dish out a bit of damage, turning up here. The early point in Arcane Bolt definitely help him with his harass battle right now, and it's going to allow them to secure the bounty runes up at top, which means all 4 bounty runes go in the way of Singularity. Wind and Rain might as well call it.
Yeah, this is really good. By the way, a tip for our viewers is that if you look at the curse and the base, you can move them like outside of the base and you save like 5 seconds by doing that. The only issue is if you're playing against Prophet, yeah, he can TP there and snipe all 5 queries if you're not fast enough, but otherwise it's extremely good strat.
I thought Shagbark might be going there, but no, he's just being called out to the middle lane, off on duty. So, bottom lane, it's going to be DNZ and Ztrax versus Nikwa and Boogie. The Axe lane going to be... it's relatively dangerous because the Ember Spirit and the Nature's Prophet are quite squishy, but they also do a lot of damage. So it's going to be a very aggressive lane from them. Also, Battle Hunger is not bad because one thing you can do if you're paying profit in this lane is you can just send your Treants in to get spun by Axe and then leave a low health Treant behind you. There's no way Axe can stop spinning on them, so you're always going to be able to have something to deny. We will see if he does that. There's a chance he won't, but...
That's a cool strat.
Thank you.
Didn't think of this. Man, you're better at Dota than...
I think I am. I think the truth is coming out. Maybe I'll be Singularity's offlaner next season.
And I just now realized that Ray didn't have Alchemist, so they got 4 bounties with Alchemist. So this guy's really fat.
Yeah, he's laughing right now, actually. So he
This
already
is
had the
not
courier come out with a bracer and a quelling blade. Jeez, he's already like 500 gold above the Invoker. That's a little bit painful. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Hesjo's actually dropped really low here, and the Skywrath also going to be TPing back to the shrine in time to get some stacks off, finding that efficiency. Bloodseeker also dropping very low as they've just been fighting and brawling up in this top lane. Hands bloody. Meanwhile, down at bottom, DNZ also dropping pretty low here as he tries to throw some right clicks into Nisha. Nisha gets some, Nikwa, sorry, gets himself back. What's wrong with my camera? My camera's not staying zoomed in, which is very annoying, but it seems to have sorted itself out now. It used to be a bug, you know, where your camera would automatically zoom to like a certain range and you couldn't stop it. That was very annoying. Anyway. Nikwa just being annoying, using the Sakuchi, getting that harass off. It's a very harass-filled lane down here on bottom with the Battle Hunger and the Sakuchi. Going to be very annoying for Singularity to have to deal with all of this. Where do you think First Blood's going to come from?
I think top, because they're fighting there all the time.
Yeah.
But I would love to see DNC stack some camps with Treants. I think that's like extremely good thing to do. One thing is for Alchemist, stacking for Alchemist is really good, but also this patch you can stack and then the core farms it at the 7 or 15 or 25 minute mark, and you're gonna get like 1 or 2 items just from the stack.
Yeah, it's a really good point, especially if you use this small camp as well, because you know you generally get more creeps from them. You just find yourself a little bit of more value, and you're almost definitely going to find at least 1 or 2 items from that camp if you stack it a couple of times. Nikwa just continuing to harass here. That's getting kind of low. Nikwa in some real trouble right now. He's down to 100 HP, but with the trees, they can't actually finish the job. Ztrax also getting pretty low there, so he had to back himself away, and again, this bottom lane, the fight continues. Meanwhile, at mid, Wish has also dropped relatively low on HP, but he's got himself these Quas orbs to keep himself nice and healthy, so he'll be alright. Meanwhile, Excalibur not headed to over to the medium camp just yet.
I mean, he's winning mid, so there's no reason to do so yet.
Yep.
I think he might start jungling now.
Yeah, push it out with the acid, go back in. Push out with the acid, go back in. Pretty simple.
Excalibur is getting really fat already. And I'm not sure if Dire have like tools to deal with him, at least in the early game, because like you would want to have something like, I don't know, Spirit Breaker, who would run at him in jungle, but the only hero they have is Beaver, which doesn't really do much, and Veno, which is even more useless.
Yeah, Veno invading enemy jungle just sounds like a dead Veno to me. Meanwhile, nice little dodge there onto... Well, he actually didn't dodge it, but still, Sleight of Fist going to do a decent amount of damage onto these 2 heroes there, as they repel them from the bottom lane. Singularity holding their own pretty well in this bottom lane, to be honest with you, as the Axe is really struggling to get on the board. He's doing well enough, I guess. 24 to 21 isn't any kind of walkover here, so a close lane. Meanwhile, Wish with the rotation up to top here, making sure they can secure this bounty rune. And this time it goes 3 bounty runes towards Wind and Rain, so that kind of counterbalances the advantage which Alchemist got straight off the bat. But still, you have felt the difference in lane. Hesjo just getting rid of that Gale and now looking over towards Yol here, but I don't think there's any kill potential. I'm just going to be constantly harassing from the side. I mean, he's got a concussive. No, doesn't want to go for it. Could have been close, but the Venomancer is allowed to just waddle himself away and go and pop. I think he popped his salve there. It's been very annoying. Getting straight back into the lane. Constantly harassing the side of Singularity, Ein and Hester Joe.
I feel
They can harass just as well though with the Arcane Bolt and the overwhelming odds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, but Bloodseeker is having a pretty good game so far. I mean, the hero is really strong on lane. Because if you harass him, he can steal up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But I think the game is getting kinda hard for Dire.
Y'all could be in some trouble. They're just going to tank the silence, or they're actually going to run to either side of it. But actually, the Skyroth Rage got silenced up anyway, but it doesn't matter. Hesjo gets a couple of moments of courage off, and he gets himself first blood in the top lane. That's very beneficial for them, as you say. Bloodseeker was becoming a bit of a problem, but he's going to pop the blood right now. Hesjo forced into the trees, tries to eat his way through here, but Nephrit's just going to chase him down. He has the vision. Meanwhile, Excalibur turns up, and Nephrit's just going to be pretty annoying and take a couple of his HP, but Excalibur just wanders over here and just takes a lane of farm. This is kind of good for him, honestly.
Yeah, this is really good that he was here, because if he wasn't, they would lose like 2 waves of farm here.
Yeah, but the Alchemist just comes in and scoops him up a ton of creeps, and that's going to put him up to 55, possibly even 56 CS at this 7-minute mark. Translate that into net worth, and it's a scary story indeed. Meanwhile, Boogie, he's going to take their neutral stack here, it looks like, along with some creeps. Oh, no, actually, Zitrak's getting pretty much all of those, but Axe does pick up the elixir. And it was him which killed that creep, so that's not too bad. He only takes his own elixir.
Nice bro from the NZ.
Yeah, I think actually Boogie did take those creeps then, because I think most of them would have died. But an elixir for the Alchemist as well. It's pretty nice. Who did they give it to? Oh, the Wish is actually, I don't know what he's doing here right now. This Invoker is going to be very, very dead. Down he goes. Why? Do you know why he was there?
I think he just wants to pressure the Alchemist, and he didn't realize that Radiant heroes are missing. But that's exactly as I said, they don't really have a way to contest this Alch. And I'm sure they know it, so this guy's starting to panic a bit.
Yeah, getting a bit antsy. Looking to push in a little bit here as Excalibur goes for the stack. Does he go for the double? Well, no, because Ein's trying to do it for him, and nicely done. He does manage to get themselves 3 stacks in the jungle. All on Excalibur right now. Get this man his Radiance is the call. Zitrak's just holding this bottom lane all by himself, and he's perfectly capable of doing so. They have nowhere near enough lockdown just to stop him fire remnanting away from the bottom lane. So Zitrak's going to be perfectly safe, though does lose a range creep there, which always sucks.
So what items have been found? Only elixir for both teams.
Yeah, so far so good. Holding on to those elixirs. It's a really good tier 1 item, though.
It is. It would be huge if Radiant got the shovel, the trusty shovel.
Yeah, you're right, actually. I've never even thought about that, but Jesus, if you get the shovel with Alp on your team, then that's like 4 times the value of that item. Well, fingers crossed. Praise RNGesus.
Yeah. Even the Broom Handler is pretty good, and Iron Tongue. And all these items are extremely solid on Alp.
Oh, Boogie, he's gone in pretty deep right now, and Singularity looking to punish this. Boogie's the one getting jumped. He gets a call up, but I think he's dead here. 4 heroes surrounding him. Zitrax will scoop up that kill. Singularity, they're just sending a message, you know? They're just overreacting to everything which Wind and Rain do, and, well, he's gonna do a bit of jungling here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Here comes Hesjo, just forcing them back out of the jungle. It's feeling awkward, isn't it, for Wind and Rain? They just know that there's this basically elephant in the room, Alchemist in the room, farming up, and there is really nothing they can do about it. And this is going to be about an 11-minute Radiance, I believe.
Yeah, it's starting to get really awkward. What they're doing right now is pretty good. They're controlling both outposts. Yeah. The DNC is probably gonna die. Oh, no. Fine.
Ooh, TP just about makes it, but yeah, both outposts are going to go the way of Wind and Rain. Zitrax did manage to grab a bounty rune just before he jumped out there, so that's what he was waiting for. Meanwhile, elsewhere, I think it's hard to tell the bounty runes.
Bots?
There's one more available still. Oh, down he goes. You'll actually die to the duel there. Hesjo manages to pull it off. Meanwhile, Boogie and Wish, they'll get out.
I think he could have saved him with Call.
Yeah, Niqua dies as well during this engagement here. This is a really good engagement for Singularity. They are not supposed to be winning these right now. They're supposed to be weak because their Alchemist is farming, but Wind and Rain not really finding very good engagement so far.
Yeah, I feel like the way to play this as Dire is that they need to control all for bounties, or at least like 3, and kind of pressure them. But it's really hard to pressure them because SNG is already ahead.
Yeah, they are in a pretty dominant position in this game, and this net worth chart is looking pretty damn scary already.
Alchemist has 11-minute radiance.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough for Singularity. Sorry, for Wind and Rain, but they definitely have the opportunities to bring them back. Now, Alchemists can be broken, and a kill onto DNZ would be a great step in this direction. They will bring him down. I think
Nice
he's...
space.
I don't know what he was doing here.
He was creating space for his team.
Ah, okay.
DNZ being on
Classic
top of his
DNZ.
game.
Yeah,
as
he knows
always.
what's up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What's Invoker? He's almost as the Vessel, but I'm afraid it's not that useful because Radiant, they not only that they have pressed the attack, but Alk is getting dangerously. I mean,
Ooh, I'm going for the TP out here. Might be able to make it. Does actually die in base. You can see his corpse lying on the fountain floor. Meanwhile, Boogie is going to die in response to this one as Excalibur comes charging into this fight. He's got this Radiance. He wants to make Wind and Rain feel it. There's a blood right down. I don't think Alchemist cares. Keeps on... Oh, no. Apparently silence is also a AFK button on the Alchemist, but still they go forward to get the root. Nefri is going to get dropped, and Wish probably heading the same way as well. And Stable Concoction finds him out here. Wind and Rain, they are just getting crushed. The meat grinder of Singularity moves into the bottom lane and moves on to the bottom tier 1 tower. Or maybe it doesn't. They're on the outpost.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Zitrax wants some jungle creeps. I really feel like they should take this tier 1 tower, but allegedly the jungle is a more tempting
Dire's
option.
bottom tower is under attack.
hitting creeps, that's how you win Dota. So yeah, this Alk is getting close to BKB. I think he might almost have BKB at the time Invoker is gonna finish Vessel.
Radiant's middle
Oh
tower is
god,
under attack.
that's not nice timing. And they don't even need it anyway. They've got the Legion Commander to purge it off. So that's only in like dire circumstances when Excalibur needs to be active in the fights. So
By the way, in the fight bot, he was ruptured the whole time and he was just running, not taking any damage. This hero is immortal at this moment.
seems good, man. Yeah, Bloodseeker gonna have a pretty amazing fight where they get a Venom ulti off very early. There's some AoE spells coming out from Invoker. Everyone's dropped very low, and then we might see the Bloodseeker enabled. But until then, it's gonna feel pretty impotent as Evil up in the top lane. They found Yol once again. There comes a rupture onto Hestejo. Hestejo doesn't really have a way out of this one, so Nefrit will get the return kill. Pretty beneficial for Wind and Rain, that one, I would say. Not a worthwhile trade, though. It is dual damage, and maybe if they kill Nefrit, it will be worth it as they jump down onto him right now. The silence is out, the damage is there, and down goes the Bloodseeker. Never mind, it's now worth it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Maybe they can do something with the Axe Blink. He's gonna have it soon. But I'm not sure
It's a timing.
who do
It's
they
certainly a
get.
timing. You've got Treants in there as well, so some extra spins coming through. Feels like a pretty good Axe Blink game.
Dire's top
Nax just
tower
going to go and
is
make sure they
falling.
get this outpost down at bottom as well. Pretty value decision. Provided he can defend it for the next 30
Radiant's
seconds.
bottom
Should be
tower
able to.
is under attack.
Okay, Hulk having double the net worth as everyone else. Already.
Just Alchemist things.
Yeah.
And that's just going
they-
to keep on growing faster as well. Oh, DNZ trying to take back the outpost here. Will be successful in doing so. No outposts for you, Dire. However, they are looking towards Hestejo here. Wish closing the gap. He's got the Cold Snap. He doesn't have any Spirit Vessel charges, though, because he hasn't been involved in any kills. So it's a little bit awkward. If he had the Spirit Vessel, he might have been able to do something to Hestejo. But then again, he can just purge it off with the press the attack anyway.
Dire's
So
bottom tower is under
not a big
attack.
deal.
Oof. Both outposts and 3 bounties. So it's getting really rough for Dire.
Yep. Taking off 7k gold advantage at 15 minutes into the game. These numbers are not looking good for Wind and Rain, but they're going to try and make something happen here. This is what they need to do. A kill into Z-Trax would be pretty good, but he's TPing out. They need to have gone about 3 seconds ago, and he's already out of here. And now Nefrit's in some real trouble as in comes the taunt, in comes the ultimate from the Skyroth as well. It's going to take down Nefrit, immediately jumping forward onto the Invoker. He gets finished off. Yul also being beaten down the backlines. Singularity find themselves 3 quick kills and turning into a tower almost instantly. Excalibur with the surprise Blink Dagger, which I think even we were surprised by as we saw him going for the Black King Bar a little bit earlier, but just makes the last minute switch up to the Blink. And allows them to get a couple of follow-up kills there. Very much worth it.
This all pick was really good.
Yeah.
Really like it, because
got him.
they
Dire's courier
Yeah.
has been killed.
I don't know, there's nothing they can do against this hero.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they have the Spirit Vessel. If you can get the Spirit Vessel into a call where the Legion Commander's not there, you might be able to stop him using that BKB, which he's going to have very shortly, long enough to bring him down. But, I mean, that's just a specific
Dire's middle tower
set of
is under
circumstances. Yeah, at least he found a Grove Bow, which is absolutely useless for their 3 melee cores, so...
True.
Like some RNG trying to give Wind and Rain the edge they need.
It's good for Sky though.
Dire's
It's
middle
basically
tower
like
has fallen.
half the Veil on one hero.
Oh, true, it does get magic amped. But they need to be attacked, so he needs to get right click in before he drops his combo.
That's true.
Guess that's when the extra range comes in handy. Meanwhile, Yul being dropped by Zitrax. Zitrax finding himself a cheeky solo kill.
All poisons have antidotes.
They're just all over them like a rash right now. Singularity laying down the law, and the law is no Wind and Rain players allowed. And they're going on to Nefrit once again. They have got that duel available, and they're going to be coming down. The Tornado comes ripping through, but it's a little bit too late. And now with a call forward onto the Ember Spirit, they're going to see if they can make something happen. Zitrax out of mana, might be out of health, but here comes Excalibur. Here comes a big boy. He's going to tear through Boogie, chasing him down. Meanwhile, Ein deals with Nikwa. Boogie is dropped. 2 more kills come the way of Singularity, and they don't even finish off the Ember Spirit. Middle tier 2 tower now being beaten down by Excalibur. He's got a BKB, doesn't really even need to use it. This would be such a depressing way to get knocked out of these qualifiers, but it doesn't look like there's much hope left for Wind and Rain. Their middle tier 2 tower goes down.
Has fallen.
Still feels like there could be a way, could be an option. You never really want to call out a Bloodseeker. You have these crazy, crazy fights where he can just still be the strongest hero, but it's a lot to ask for.
Yep.
Roshan's Pit looking a little bit tempting here. It's DNZ, Zitrax, Hessijo, Iron there, all coming around right now. Excalibur leading the charge into the pit, and he will not be lasting very long at all, especially with the Pressy attack being thrown onto the Alp just to improve his attack speed. They're not even popping ultimate for it. Chemical Rage, who needs it? Alright, well, the way to kill Alchemist is even more out of the window. In fact, I almost feel like you give it to Zitrax. He's the one who nearly died earlier, but they do put him in the out. I guess they don't want to risk giving away that much gold to the enemy team with the Alchemist dying.
Yeah, plus he's gonna be the one sieging, so you wanna have it on the hero that sieges the tower.
Makes sense to me. They're just straight up to the top lane right now. Meanwhile, the rest of Wind and Rain taking up residence in the enemy jungle because their own isn't safe. Maybe someone TP's in accidentally, but I'm fairly sure Singularity have a pretty good read on this situation as they continue work on the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower
Tracks
is
cutting
under
through
attack.
creeps. Down at bottom. They have been able to take this outpost, and with just 10 seconds left until
Dire's
that
top
XP is going to
tower
tick in, they should get this one. Meanwhile, Yul is very much dead.
is under attack.
Alchemist stuns himself on the high ground. That's really not a big deal, I don't think. Call comes out. They're going to go on to the Ember Spirit on the backlines here. They might be able to take him down in time, but no, in comes Excalibur, dropping down Boogie and Nefrit straight away. They do have a buyback on the Bloodseeker. They're holding on to it for now, though. What's he even going for on the Blood? He's got a Maelstrom, going for the Mjolnir. Okay. That's cute. I'm fairly sure Alchemist could just afford nearly a full Mjolnir now. Maybe not quite, but...
Yeah, they probably need
Scanning.
like Mjolnir and BKB on Bloodseeker before they can fight, and at that point Alk is gonna have Abyssal and stuff like that, so not sure.
Yeah, for sure.
20k gold lead in 20 minutes.
They're beating, aren't they? The GPM per minute.
Behold,
Wait, what?
a
GPM?
sudden
No.
birth.
1000 GPM, that's it. 1000 GPM for their team is that mark has been beaten or matched now as it ticks over to 21 minutes. Hester Joe lining up for a siege. The rest of Singularity gathering around the mid lane. This might be the moment they try and break high ground. Ein jumping in on top of the Invoker, trying to bring him down just by himself, and he's pretty much done it. Down goes the Invoker. The fort position killed the mid laner. Zitrax running through the back line of the fight. Yola's dropped. They do get the kill onto Ein. It's something, but look at the damage coming through right now as Alchemist on the front lines. A duel comes out. Nefrit killed. He's got to buy back. There's a possibility of a defense here, but the Venomancer is dead. Apparently he got off his ulti in that fight. You wouldn't be able to tell judging by the health on Singularity, and they're just moving straight up to top. Nequa trying to do something here, hiding in these trees, looking nearby, but they found him. They've got him. Dead to rights. Excalibur blows him up once again, gets woken up from his own stun. He's not even allowed to stun himself in this game. The buybacks are coming in, so Singularity will be propelled from the base. For now, repelled.
They're playing this really safely. I feel like they can just hit their axes and there's not much that Dire can do about it, but since you are playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's this game. It's essentially now we're at the point where at the best of one for a minor slot. You know, the loser will be knocked out of the DPC season. So, well, I mean, this section of the DPC season. So, you just want to play it as safe as possible. There is no reason to risk anything here. They feel like, although you definitely want to try and get something done before its Aegis runs out. I feel like so. The safest move is actually probably going for some fights right now, and I just found another one.
Nequa. I mean, this clumsy net on Sky is actually really good because it's like Aethys.
Yeah, that's actually pretty ridiculous. But Ein will die now and give his gold over to Nefrit. It's something. It's something. Meanwhile, Singularity is sieging high ground, however. Without their Alchemist. He's slowly plodding his way over.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
The racks are falling.
Dire's
Wind and rain
structures are fortified.
gathering to try and defend,
Top
but
barracks are under attack.
Gala's taking chunks out of this melee Rex. What can they do? The Aegis still up for another 45 seconds. DNZ with the GG branch. A little bit too close to home probably for Wind and Rain, that one.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I don't know, this Volker seems absolutely useless at this point.
It's too
Yes.
slow somehow. A team with Bloodseeker being too slow isn't a usual thing we're used to seeing. And even Invoker doesn't seem to be that slow of a hero now that the Aghanim has been changed. But this Alchemist just from the get-go, from the moment those runes spawned, getting all 4 bounty runes, from there on out, you've just put yourself in such a difficult situation. And Excalibur played it perfectly.
Dire's top
Actually,
shrine
this
is under attack.
Ganem X reminds me that it only gives you Cataclysm, which is absolutely useless on Volker who's squash-swag.
Yeah,
Rune of
yeah, for sure.
invisibility.
He's got it lined up, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm not sure if he knows about the change. I'm sure he does.
Sure he
but
does, yeah.
Has fallen.
Because this currently would be a 100 damage Sunstrike. 2 100 damage Sunstrikes on each hero. Sounds good, man. Then at the rate he's getting it, he will probably be max level by the time that Aghanims comes out for him, so...
Like the thing is, I'm not sure what different item can he go. I don't feel like any item is gonna help at this point.
Yeah, Blink Dagger or something perhaps, but... Rax now being taken, DNZ hiding behind his tree. Nequa gonna come in forward onto the Alchemist. They'll throw down the poisons. Excalibur is in. Oh, no, goodbye Yola. Nearly goodbye Wish as well, as with his Aghanim, Zitrax just comes flying in on top of the Venomancer and just deletes him off the face of the earth. Vaporized, burnt away to nothing. Watching this game, it's amazing to think that they lost game 1 Singularity because they're just looking like a fantastic team right now, but it's just one of those picks. It's just a well and truly, we've got you. This pick is going to win us the game.
Dire are
So far, that has been the case.
feel like
Dire's bottom
they
shrine
lost
is
the
under
first game
attack.
because of pick. They won the second game because they just played better, and this game they outpicked the opponents.
Yep, improvements happening. Honestly, this clumsy net is
bottom
absolutely
shrine
stupid,
is
as you
under
say, though.
attack.
Like, this just saves the Skyrath, like, what,
Dire's bottom
2,900
shrine
gold?
has
How much Atos costs?
Let me check. 2.7k. So that's basically Blink.
Oh,
Can get Blink instead of Aethys and save 500 gold.
I've been booted from the game.
Yeah, me too.
Ah. We can't get back in, can we? Can you try watching through your teammates?
I'm
ex-teammates,
lagging,
okay.
so I might need to restart out there.
All right, we'll try restarting. It's you know, we're watching that, guys. We're in the middle of something there.
I mean, the thing is, the game might be over because we're watching with delay.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We'll do what we can. All right, 2 seconds, guys. Let's see if we can fix this one. Maybe we can hop in through watching your friends, but seeming like it might be a little bit unlikely. To be fair, someone did warn me about this when I said, could we cast off Dota TV? They said, don't do it, Nomad. You'll get kicked out, and you won't be able to rejoin. And I said, don't worry, guys, it's fine. You guys want audio commentary? No, I'm not Grant. I can't pull that off. But we can give you probably a word-by-word description of how the rest of that game was going to go, probably. Let's just see if we can get in first. How's it going, Saberlight? Are you in?
I'm loading up into Dota right now.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Radiant team is probably pushing the high ground now, guys. They're hitting the tower with Alchemist.
Yep,
They're
Invoker
running around, struggling.
Invoker's casted Tornado, and he's casted EMP, and he did about 13 damage to one hero, and has immediately died for it.
Boogie is screaming at his teammates, I don't want to go home yet. They're starting to panic a bit. Boom, their tier 3 just fell. Rex are falling now.
Wind and rain, tears dampening their keyboards, meaning they can't press their buttons anymore.
Yeah, the game is over.
The game's actually over.
So the Rexes fell and GG was called.
Yeah, they take down the tier 4s. Singularity have done it. They find their place in the minor qualifiers by taking down Wind and Rain with a very anticlimactic ending. To be honest, our description was probably about as exciting as the end of that game was going to be. This Alchemist was just so damn huge. I think, do you have the endgame stats, perhaps?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, well, at the point we left the game, I think the Alchemist was about maybe 8k above any other hero in the game. It was.
I have them.
certainly very convincing. You have the in the end game stats. Nice. How far ahead was he?
So Alchemist at 27 had 24,000 net worth. The first Dire hero was Bloodseeker with 9.3k. So almost 3 times as much net worth.
3 times as much net worth. Wow, that's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I mean, that Alchemist was just so damn strong from Team Singularity. It was one of those picks where it's just like, oh, what do we do? I mean, that's kind of always been considered to be a counter to Invoker at mid anyway, right?
Yeah, Poker cannot do much against Hulk. In lane. Afterwards, when he gets Vessel and he has a good game, then perhaps afterwards. Not
Yeah.
in lane.
We got our stats up as well here, but I mean, that was just a bit of running over. 0 deaths on the Alchemist, 24,000. Did he? Yeah, 934 GPM. In a game this short, it's very tricky to break 1,000, but he certainly came very, very close. So pretty much flawless game from Alchemist there, and a flawless game from the rest of Singularity as well, as Hesho constantly finding pickups and Ein on the Skyrath. This player who I haven't actually heard of before joining Singularity, he was actually finding solo kills just with his Blink Dagger and the Clumsy Net, jumping in on heroes and just soloing them. I mean, pretty insane.
Absolute mad lad.
Absolute madman. Alrighty then. Well, that is going to put an end to this qualifier. An incredibly anticlimactic end to the best of three and the casting in general. But here are the EU qualifiers. It is now going to be good night, but we have plenty more games coming up, of course, across all the other regions. SA is going on right now, along with some other regions as well. I think NA's tying up for the evening, so plenty of Dota still to watch. Go and check it out on the other channels, everybody else streaming stuff. We're not going to disappear. Saberlight, thanks a ton for casting with me. It was fun.
Thank you. And for you viewers at home, feel free to follow me on Twitter and stuff like that at Jonas_Volley or Saberlight. I'm sure you're gonna find it. It was a ton of fun casting with you. Might cast some more in the future. We'll see.
Mike Hasselmore, yeah, sounds good, sounds good. It's a date. To everybody else, continue watching Dota and live a good life. We're going to go. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.